Hello, 7th graders. Welcome to another English language class. My name is Љубомир Sушić, and I am your English teacher for today. Today, we are going to talk about passive voice, and we will concentrate on past simple passive and present perfect simple passive. You will see some constructions, you'll see some examples on these two tenses, and at the end of this presentation, we will exercise something about this. Okay, so here is where the class begins. Let's start and enjoy. First of all, let's see something about passive voice in general. Okay, so passive voice is used when the focus is on the action. It is not important or not known who or what is performing the action. Example, my mobile phone was stolen. This sentence is in past simple passive form. In this example, the focus is on the fact that my mobile phone was stolen. I don't know who did it. Okay, but sometimes a statement in passive is more polite than active voice, as the following examples shows. A mistake was made. This sentence is also in past simple passive form. Okay, in this case, I focus on the fact that a mistake was made, but I don't blame anyone. Okay, but in this example, you have made a mistake. We know who made a mistake. Okay, so passive voice is used when the focus is on the action and it is not important or it's not known who or what is performing the action. And if we want to know how to form a passive sentence, or if we want to make a formula, for example, here is how it is made. We have a subject, then we have a finite form of to be, and then we have a verb in third column of irregular verbs, or if the verb is regular, we have suffixes ed or d. Okay, if we have an active sentence, they made a cake. Okay, according to the verb in this sentence, you can see that this sentence is in past simple. Okay, so here they is a subject, made is a verb, and a cake is an object. Then this active sentence, if we want to put it in passive form, you have a cake was made by them. So here a cake is a subject, was is a finite form of to be, and made is a verb in third column. Okay, please notice this: when we're writing active sentences in passive voice, the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. The finite form of the verb is changed, okay? And the subject of the active sentence becomes the object of the passive sentence or is dropped, okay? So what is really important, that this object of an active sentence, it becomes a subject of passive one. Okay, now here in this table you have some examples. So let's start first with past simple active form. Okay, if you have a sentence in past simple, they made a cake. So here they is a subject, made is a verb, a cake is an object. And if we want to put this active sentence in passive voice, here it is. A cake was made by them. As you can see, in active sentence, a cake is an object, so it becomes a subject in a passive sentence. Okay, so a cake was made by them. A cake is an object or a subject of passive sentence. Was made is a verb in past simple passive form. Then we have by and them as a subject. Okay, and if we want to see how the present perfect simple active is, you have an example here. Jane has paid the bill. Okay, so here Jane is a subject, has paid is a verb, and the bill is an object. Okay, so if we want to put this sentence in passive form, the bill has been paid by Jane. Okay, so the bill is an object, has been paid is verb, then we have by and subject. Okay, but if we want to see this as a formula, okay, so past simple active is subject plus verb in second column plus object, and the passive past simple is object plus was or were plus verb in the third column plus by subject. For present perfect simple active, so we have subject plus have or has plus verb in the third column plus object, and present perfect simple in passive voice is object plus have or has plus being plus verb in third column plus by subject. Okay, let's move on. So when the passive voice is used the most, okay, so first, it is used for reports of crimes or incidents with unknown subject. For example, my car was stolen today. Okay, so this is a report of a crime or an incident, but we don't know who did this, so the subject is unknown. Then it is used for scientific reports. An example, the rat was placed into a T-shaped maze. Okay, that is a scientific report. And it is used when the actor is irrelevant. An example, an experimental solar power plant will be built in the Australian desert. Okay, so we know what's going to be, but we don't know who the actor is. Okay, now when we want to talk about pronouns in passive voice, if the subject of the active sentence is a subject pronoun, when we make a passive sentence, the subject pronoun has to be an object pronoun in the passive sentence, okay, as shown in these examples. So if you have an active sentence, she made a cake, and passive sentence, a cake was made by her. Okay, in active sentence, you'll see that the subject pronoun is she. Then we have to put that in an object pronoun when we want to make a passive sentence. Also, if we have an active sentence, he has done the job. Okay, so in passive sentence, the job has been done by him. You'll see that the subject pronoun from an active sentence is an object pronoun in a passive sentence. Okay, so she is her, he is him, and so on. Okay, is that clear? Well done. Now, let's do some exercises. You have here sentences in past simple. Okay, so we will try to put them into passive voice. The first one, she bought 4 apples. Okay, so here she is a subject, bought is a verb, 4 apples, that is an object. So 4 apples, that has to be a subject in passive sentence. So 4 apples were bought by her. Okay, then the next one, we won the match. We is a subject, won is verb, the match is an object, so the match has to be a subject in passive sentence. Then the match was won by us. Okay, next one, the man stole the blue car. The blue car is an object, stole is a verb, the man is a subject, so the blue car has to be subject in a passive sentence. Then the blue car was stolen by the man. Next one. The police arrested the thieves. The police is subject, arrested, that's a verb, and the thieves, that is an object. So the thieves were arrested by the police. Okay, then Jack ran the 200 meters. So the 200 meters were run by Jack. Okay. Then the dog bit the old lady. The dog is the subject, bit is the verb, the old lady is an object. So the old lady was bitten by the dog. Okay. Now Tom and Max ate 5 hamburgers. Okay, Tom and Max, they are subject. 8 is a verb. 5 hamburgers, that is an object. So 5 hamburgers were eaten by Tom and Max, or them. Okay, you see that Tom and Max, that is the subject, but if we want to put that in an object pronoun, we'll write down them. Okay. Next sentence. Oliver taught the children. Okay, Oliver is a subject, taught is verb, the children, that is an object. So the children, that will be a subject in passive sentence. Then the children were taught by Oliver. Okay. Now, next sentence. Victoria rode the brown horse. Here, Victoria is subject, rode is verb, the brown horse is an object. Then the brown horse, that will be a subject in passive sentence. So the brown horse was ridden by Victoria. Excellent. Next one. Grandmother told good stories. So grandmother is a subject, told is a verb, good stories, that is an object. So good stories, that has to be a subject in passive sentence. Then good stories were told by grandmother. Then now let's exercise with present perfect simple. Okay, these active sentences are in present perfect simple, so we have to put them into present perfect simple passive form. Okay, let's start. They have opened a new shop. They is a subject, have opened is a verb in present perfect simple, and the new shop, that is an object. So a new shop has to be a subject in passive sentence. So a new shop has been opened by them. Next one. Rick has interviewed the lady. Okay, so Rick is the subject, has interviewed is verb in present perfect simple, and the lady, that's an object. So the passive voice is the lady has been interviewed by Rick. Excellent. Next one. I have bought the tickets. So I is subject, have bought, that's an object, that's a verb, sorry. I is a subject, have bought, that's a verb in present perfect simple, and the tickets, it's an object. Excellent. So the tickets have been bought by me. Okay, you see that the subject pronoun from active sentence is an object pronoun in passive sentence. So I in active is me in passive. Okay, then we have not sold the bike. So this sentence is in a negative form. Okay, so if your active sentence is in negative form, you have to put it to be in negative form in passive voice as well. Okay, so we have not sold the bike. We is a subject, have not sold, that's a negative form of present perfect simple, and the bike is an object. Okay, so the bike has not been sold by us. Also, you can see that in an active sentence, subject pronoun is an object pronoun in passive sentence. Then, Tim has forgotten the sandwiches. So, Tim is a subject, has forgotten is verb in present perfect simple. The sandwiches, they are an object. So, the sandwiches have been forgotten by Tim. Great. Okay. Next slide. Okay, we have 5 more sentences. First one. He has not cleaned the kitchen. So, as you can see, this sentence is also in negative form of present perfect simple. So, he has not cleaned the kitchen. He is a subject. Has not cleaned, it's a negative form of present perfect simple. And the kitchen is an object. Then, a passive voice is, the kitchen has not been cleaned by him. Okay, the kitchen has not been cleaned by him. Next one, Joe and Gary have never played rugby. Joe and Gary, that is subject, have never played or have played, that's a present perfect simple, and rugby is an object. So, rugby has never been played by Joe and Gary, or them. If we want to put Joe and Gary in an object pronoun in a passive sentence, we will write down them. Okay? Then, somebody has stolen Peter's car. Okay, so somebody is a subject, has stolen is a verb, Peter's car is an object. Then Peter's car has to be a subject in a passive sentence. Then Peter's car has been stolen by somebody. Next one. She has not used the tablet. Okay, so you can see that this sentence is in a negative form of present perfect simple. Then she is subject, excellent, has not used is what? Excellent, negative form of present perfect simple, and the tablet is an object. Great. So the tablet has not been used by her. Excellent. Next one. Have they found the keys? So as you can see, this sentence is in interrogative form. Okay, you have a question mark at the end. So if your active sentence is in interrogative form, your passive sentence has to be in interrogative form as well. Okay, then have the keys been found by them? Great. Excellent. Now, let's mix those two tenses together, okay? Let's start. I have eaten a hamburger. Okay, so I is subject, have eaten is verb in present perfect simple, and a hamburger is an object. So a hamburger has to be a subject of passive sentence. Then a hamburger has been eaten by me. Great. Let's move on. Somebody made mistakes. So somebody, that's a subject, made is a verb in past simple, and mistakes, they are an object. So mistakes were made by somebody. Okay, let's move on. They have not read the book. Okay, so they is subject, have not read, that's a negative form of present perfect simple, and the book, great, that's an object. So the book has not been read by them. Here you can also see that they in an active sentence is a subject pronoun, and them is an object pronoun in passive sentence. Then Susan fixed the computer. Okay, this sentence is in the past simple tense. Okay, Susan is subject, fixed is a verb, the computer is an object. Then the computer was fixed by Susan. Okay, so the computer was fixed by Susan. And the last one, has she found him? You can see that this sentence is in interrogative form, so it has a question mark at the end. Then your passive sentence has to be in interrogative form as well. Then, has she found him? Has he been found by her? Okay? So, that's all for today. Thank you all for your attention today. Just please stay healthy and safe. Till the next time, bye-bye.